Thank you all for joining us. Welcome to the Battles Private Business Reception, hosted by myself, Tyson Battle Sr. I've always been trying to do something family oriented, start a family business. My boys are grown now, but when they were teenagers, I had to learn the landscaping business. And because I didn't buy Jordans, right? So made sure that I had some type of way for them to be able to generate some income, to allow them to be able to buy the shoes and buy the things that they wanted. I always was in my heart to be able to continue with a family business, and actually, this opportunity came about, and I was doing something else. I had launched another business, and so this opportunity presented itself, and I'm just grateful and thankful for it. I was able to get my family members involved with it. My sister Sylvia Battles, and my son Tyson Battles Jr. He has his temporary license, and Sylvia is working on hers. Not going to hold you long. We're going to go ahead and get started with the presentation. Thank you for coming. Just bear with me. If you don't have your mics muted, please do so at this time, and we will proceed. So first is Battles Insurance Agency. Yes, insurance. There's two parts to this. First is the final expense overview. You stick around for the second part. It's a nationwide life insurance agency opportunity. It's a flagship company that you can rely on. Founded in 1970. Headquarters in Thomasville, Georgia. And we provide lifetime coverage. Pays most claims within 24 hours of receiving all necessary paperwork, which is highly unlikely because usually, experiencing this myself, anytime that there's a death, usually you have to wait for the death certificate or the signature of the doctor before you get that. So this pays most claims within 24 hours receiving all the necessary paperwork. Same key executive since the inception of the company. COVID 2020 was rough. A lot of us know, having experienced that in 2020, statistics show that deaths climbed from just March, right, 18th, 190 deaths to over 100,000 deaths as of May the 27th. This left a lot of homes, a lot of people, a lot of family members, those who did not have insurance, and even those who had insurance, looking for places to go. We know that even with insurance and not the proper insurance at the time, a lot of funeral homes had people on the waiting list. Unfortunately, my grandfather, one of those who passed away in 2020, wasn't COVID related, but because of the deaths, the mass deaths that took place in 2020, the funeral homes had people waiting. Just moving forward. So 5 shocking facts that you didn't know about final expenses and life insurance, right? Paying for funeral expenses can be really costly. Average cost of a funeral from $9,500 to $12,000. The average cost of a funeral with a vault, which is what goes down before the actual casket goes into the ground, and the vault for the coffin is $10,755. So the average cost of a funeral with a cremation is $6,220. The Source National Funeral Directors Association provided us with that information. So 7 out of 10 American families will face an immediate financial struggle after the death of a breadwinner in the family. So you don't buy life insurance, right? You don't get the life insurance because you're going to die, but because those you love are going to live. Life insurance can help create multi-generational wealth. By definition, life insurance is for the living. Unlike most other saving options, life insurance proceeds are almost always tax-free, allowing for more of your assets to pass to your loved ones. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind, right? When I see this, I'm always reminded of the Rockefellers. The Rockefellers, what they did with their insurance policies is they put insurance policies on the entire family. They would then take those insurance policies and make the trust the beneficiary, and they use that as generational wealth. A lot of us are just now getting this information and learning how to do such things, and life insurance allows you to do that. Key facts. Key factors that affect the price of life insurance: your age, number one. The cheaper the younger you are, you get it, the cheaper it is. Your health, the type of policy, and how much you buy. So 40% of insured, 40% of the insured wish they had purchased their policies at a younger age, because the cost always increase with age, meaning the insured could have saved money with an earlier purchase. Approximately 2/3 of employed Americans rely on workplace life insurance to meet their needs. But what if you no longer work there? And one of the other key things to point out is that the life insurance at your job, right? You don't get the policy. You only get a certificate. So it's a group insurance at a cheaper rate. It's good to have if you're still working there, but you're going to need additional insurance to protect that. Some employees, if you don't work a certain amount of hours, you don't retain that life insurance policy, because a certain amount of hours are required to keep that life insurance policy. So today is the cheapest cost your life insurance will ever be. With the age and possible changes with your health, the cost of insurance will increase. Let's go over a few categories of life insurance, but I'm sure some of you may be familiar with. The most popular level of 10-year term, from 10-year, 15-year, 20-year, and even 30-year level premium guarantees. Workplace life insurance, once the level term has expired, the policy would either cancel or the premium rises annually based on current age and health to keep the policy in force. So term is the least expensive type of life insurance at time of issue and has a fixed level premium. I had term myself. Whole life typically has the highest premium, but may be the least expensive over the course of your lifetime. Lasts your whole life, thus the word whole life insurance. Guaranteed death benefit, premium and interest rate, can build cash value. The death benefits is tax-free. That's another key thing, that the benefits from that is absolutely tax-free. So whole life insurance is exactly what it says, a contract that lasts for your whole life. The higher premiums today are used to offset the cost of the insurance as a person ages. Rising funeral costs. So I have a short video to show you, to go over the rising funeral costs.
In a recent study, the Bureau of Labor Statistics found the cost of a funeral has risen 227% over the last 30 years. That's almost 2 times faster than other goods and services. So what could a funeral possibly cost in 20 or 30 years? It's an alarming number, but if history repeats itself, a funeral will cost over $32,000. How can seniors pay for their funeral and not leave this debt to their family? The Senior Care Plan from Senior Life was created to help you cover your funeral costs. You could qualify for up to $30,000 in tax-free benefits that will pay for your funeral and any other final expenses. We can qualify any senior regardless of your medical history, and this is done without a medical exam. Your affordable rate and coverage amounts are locked in for life. You deserve to know what benefits are available, and this information is absolutely free. So please call the number now to protect your family from rising funeral costs. Make the free call now.
Thank you. So the features of final expenses life insurance policy. The permanent whole life insurance protection will cover anyone from the ages of 0 to 85 may apply. Insurance amounts available from $1,000 to $30,000. Accidental death benefit rider available. Premiums do not increase. Benefits do not decrease. So you keep those same benefits. The policy cannot be canceled by the company except for non-payment of the premium. It also builds cash value and loan value. No medical exam is required. Just answer a few simple health questions on the application to see if you qualify. So most insurance policies go into full benefit immediately after the first premium is honored by the bank and the policy is issued. There's no waiting. We have automatic premium loan provision. So just in case you fall behind, the automatic loan will pay that so you don't lapse in your insurance. Pay most claims within 24 hours of receipt of all necessary paperwork. It cannot be turned down due to incarceration, hospice, or for any health reasons. You cannot be denied. So I know what you're saying after watching that video, right? Well, I'm not a senior, right? I'm not old, and I already have life insurance. So why do I need a final expense plan? Some of the reasons I'm going to give you are great, and this is exactly why me and my family decided to take this business and to be a part of it. Receiving the funds within 24 hours was definitely a plus. Uh, Traditional life insurance policies require a death certificate, which can take up to 30 days. We've experienced that just in 2020 with the death of my grandfather, waiting and waiting around. Most funeral homes have a way to expedite it, but you're still going to have to wait. Protect your life insurance. This is key right here. Protect your life insurance so it can be used for its true intentions, which is for living. And that's the key. Funeral Advocacy Program. This is what I love. So we're able to give our members access to high quality caskets, vaults, urns, and granite monuments. You pick your products yourself. Our products are locked in for life at a low discounted rate that are much less than what the funeral homes typically offer. We'll assign members of the wish team to negotiate the price of the funeral services, often saving families thousands. So get this, you're able to pick out your casket, right? You're able to get it at a cheaper price, the same wholesale price that most of the funeral homes are getting it at. And you're able to lock in that rate, no matter if death occurs tomorrow, 10 to 15 years from now, that rate is locked in. So the low price of all our urns, typically 275, ours is 99. The 18 gauge steel caskets, national cost, 3,000 to 5,000. You're locked in at 2,000. 750 fiberglass vault with 100-year warranty. The national cost is 1,395. So you're asking, well, why should I get this and I already have insurance? Well, you're able to lock in your rate, something that I had never heard of before, and I was glad to be a part of, that you're able to lock in your rate. Most of our parents and grandparents, they used to go to the funeral home and they would pay, right? They would pay to lock in, to buy the plot and buy a tombstone. Well, they would pay that particular funeral home. My grandfather passed away, right? He lived in Houston, retired from Houston, had property in Louisiana, and lived in Los Angeles. Well, he died in Los Angeles, right? He died in Los Angeles. He had a will, but between living in Texas, Louisiana, and Los Angeles, we were unable to find or unable to locate it. End up having him, he was cremated in Los Angeles before we even knew it, right? And he still had plots here in Houston. If the family had known about this advocacy program, where he was able to lock in the price at a certain rate and have an advocacy team to take care of everything, we wouldn't have anything to worry about at that time. The advocacy program members would have been dispatched to take care of everything that needed to be taken care of. And even though he had moved to Los Angeles, he would have been able to be buried in Los Angeles, because you can take this in any other state in the United States. High quality merchandise. The caskets locked in at 2,000, locked in the urns at 99, and also the fiberglass vaults, the vaults that are required. Gain access to low prices. The wish team, and this is the great part about it. After someone dies, nobody wants to be bothered with the funeral home or picking out the caskets or picking out the flowers, because that's a time of bereavement. Well, the wish team steps in and negotiates, talks to the funeral home on your behalf. The funeral home prices maybe 12,000, priced after legacy negotiation down to 4,995. That's a saving of $7,005. Also maybe 12,400. Price negotiated to 6,521, a saving of 5,879. Funeral home prices at 10,850. Negotiated the price for 4,250. That's a saving of 6,600. Problem with having the death certificate and the regular insurance policy is, if you have $100,000 insurance policy, you take that to any funeral home without the legacy. Once the funeral home gets that and you have $100,000, The funeral home is going to try to get as much of that money, that 100,000, to get as close to that $100,000 as they can, and then give you the rest. Right? That money could be used and saved for your family, for our families to continue living. So if you're able to lock in a rate, it doesn't matter what the funeral home charges, they're going to have to honor that locked in rate. And the most beautiful thing about it is you get to add 4 members in your household for no additional cost, right? So if you have the legacy program and you don't want to get policies for your entire family, you're able to add 4 additional members who can lock in that same price, can lock in that same rate. So when you die, there are no more paychecks or employee benefits, but all the bills stay the same. This was one of the stories. She said that Michael's life insurance saved us, and it still does today. Life insurance is the last thing that people want to talk about, but it's the first thing that people check for when a loved one dies. Sylvia, are you on? And TJ, an opportunity to
I'm on.
say something. Spunk.
Okay, everybody, my name is Sylvia, but most people know me as Spunky. I am Tyson's sister. I have one thing I want to say. First, I want to say thank you to those that I invited that's on here. And if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. But one thing, that I want to bring up, I've had several people to say when I talk to them about this, and even in the past, because a lot of you know that I worked in the funeral industry, so I know a little bit. If you already have a policy, what I want you to do, because I talked to someone last week and I was telling them about this business, and the person was like, I have a policy. And I said, well, check your policy. And the agent that wrote them a policy told them that their policy was a whole life policy. And upon me talking to the person, and I said, you know what, send me a copy and let me review it. And I'm gonna get back with you and I'll tell you what it is. So I reviewed it. It's a term life policy. So those of you that if you already say that I have a policy, what I would advise for you to do is check your policy, because what you don't want to do is you thinking you have a whole life policy and then you get to a certain age and it's a term life policy, and you may get to a point where you can't be written in the policy. Or if it's a term life, always remember this: term life is what it says. It is term life. It only lasts for a certain length of time, and that money is wasted. So I will advise you to get a whole life policy so that your money can be invested and you can see investment for us with your money, and it won't be term life. And that's money that's just gone down the drain that you have wasted for so many years. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much.
Is for your career as a final expense life insurance agent, if you are interested. My wonderful, awesome teammate and business partner, Ashanti Abdullah, is going to do the second part. Her and her family has done great things in the business. They've been in the business for years. And they've invited my family to join them, and we are ecstatic about it. So thank you so much. She's going to take over now.
Well, hello, everyone. And thank you, Mr. Battles, for that wonderful presentation. My name is Ashanti Abdullah, and I'm so excited. As Mr. Battles mentioned, my family and I are very passionate about this final expense plan, because being able to lock in the rates for our final expenses is very powerful. We plan for everything. We plan for our birthdays, we plan for vacations, we plan for Thanksgiving. Hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving, by the way. But what's the thing that's inevitable for everyone? You're gonna have some final expenses, correct? So what about, like Mr. Battle said, a lot of us already have life insurance, which is wonderful. Protect your life insurance. Let your life insurance be what it's for, the living. Wouldn't you prefer to know that the most expensive items of a funeral is the casket, the vault, the monument, right? And he just showed you how you can do that for less than $4,000. So even if you have other life insurance, it can go for your life, those who are living. It can leave a legacy for your family. So I'm sure some of you are sitting here thinking like, hey, I know some people, my parents, my loved ones, I know some people who need this service. Maybe I do want to learn how I can get in position and work as a life insurance agent, rather as part-time, full-time, whatever you choose, what we're going to do is show you how you can have a career as a life insurance agent, have your own agency, and work nationwide. All right. So it does take hard work to make substantial income in this business, and some agents make no money at all. Success in this business requires leadership, hard work, and dedication, just like anything else in life. One of the things that you're probably asking is, okay, you've heard seniors, why is final expense such a huge thing right now? Well, let me help you understand the final expense market. By 2034, it is projected that older adults will outnumber those under age 18 for the first time in US history. So how many of you are familiar with baby boomers? Some of us on this call are baby boomers. Hello, we love you. And some of you, our parents, are part of the baby boomers generation, okay? So baby boomers refers to a member of the demographically large generation that was born between the end of World War II and the mid 1960s. There was a boom in the births that took place after the return of the soldiers from the World War II. Interestingly, that's happening right now during the pandemic. They're saying that right now, this is going to be another baby booming generation, right? So today, baby boomers are reaching retirement age and face some key challenges, including qualifying and acquiring affordable life insurance. Because as Tyson mentioned, the older you are, if you're depending on your health, that will increase your rates. That's why today is the cheapest your life insurance will ever cost, because you're the youngest and most healthiest you'll probably be right now. Okay. So moving on, what makes the senior market significant? That's because back in the 1970s, when baby boomers were in their 20s and 30s, there was a popular insurance philosophy to buy term and invest the difference. But as Tyson mentioned to you, terms have an expiration date. So they bought term, which is term is the cheapest, but baby boomers, the majority of them did not invest the difference. So their term policies have either expired, lapsed, and they spent the difference, meaning they don't have life insurance now. They don't have retirement. They don't have a big savings fund to help pay for the cost of their funeral. So baby boomers total 76 million people, according to history.com. And statistics show that just within the next 2 years, 2024, there will not be enough life insurance agents to service the growing senior market. So now you see why this is such a significant opportunity when it comes to final expenses. So when we think about income, you can make linear income where you're trading hours for dollars, which is great, in our typical workplace where you get paid a salary or an hourly income. Or you can make residual income where you can leverage a network. So we're not looking for salespeople. If you're a salesperson, great, but we want to show you how to build a business where you can make residual income. Residual income meaning you do something one time and keep getting paid on it. So imagine going to your boss tomorrow to say, hey, remember that work I did last year and the year before? I want to get paid on it again. I want some residual income for you from that. They're probably going to think you lost your mind, okay? But when this business, every type of insurance you have, that whoever wrote that insurance, whether it's on your car insurance, mortgage insurance, renter's insurance, there's insurance on everything in the world, okay? If you wanted you can get pet insurance today, but every time that policy renews, someone is getting paid a residual check. So that's the kind of position we want to show you how you can be in, okay? Where you can leverage a network, because as a life insurance agent, you'll have your own agency where you're getting paid off of other agents that you will need to hire to help service this baby boomer market, okay? So traditional marketing has changed. So when some of us think about life insurance, we think about knocking doors, you think about the commercials you see, all of that works. But then also you got to consider there's ads nowadays, you got social media marketing, you have Evite events, we got Zoom presentations. There's so many ways that you can choose rather a traditional format or a modern day way of marketing, because 84% of people trust word of mouth recommendations over any other form of advertising, which is a great thing. So you're probably asking now, how does this work? And I'm so glad you asked. Let's get right into it. So in this business, you will be for yourself, but not by yourself. It is completely turnkey, meaning you just put the key in, turn it, and it's all laid out for you. Work from home, you're welcome to do that. You have an online back office. We have live agent and customer support. As Tyson mentioned, the company that we're with is very solid. They've been in business since the 50s, very stable company. How about the ability to get paid every day? You don't have to wait once a week, once a month, or bi-weekly. In this business, you can get paid every day. If the bank is open and making deposits, how about you being able to get paid every day? So even as a part-time business opportunity, and knowing that you'll have the support, being paid every day can definitely go very far, okay? Agents can also qualify for health insurance, because ultimately you want to have your own business, creating your generational wealth. So we want to make sure you're covered not only with your life insurance, but with health insurance as well. We have professional marketing materials. And because it's life insurance company, which are very wealthy, our marketing materials are complimentary to agents. We have bonuses, paid trips, where they all inclusive, first class flight, all expense paid. They give honor with rings and Rolex watches and all type of incentives and commission bonuses. We have regional and national training. We have several tax advantages. Okay, so if you don't have a private home-based business right now, ask your tax advisor how much in deductions you're losing because you don't have a home-based business. Okay, and then considering life insurance can be done nationwide, you traveled to Virginia for the holidays. Was it a business trip? You know, that could have very well been a business trip that's completely tax deductible. You have an office space in your home where you work, so that makes a portion of all of your bills, whether it's your mortgage, rent, Wi-Fi, all of that is becoming tax deductible. You had a big family Thanksgiving and you mentioned, hey, life insurance, the whole Thanksgiving dinner, tax deductible. Driving, traveling, your cell phone, eating out, all that becomes tax deductible. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you don't believe me, ask your tax advisor. So just giving you some advantages here. And then the ability to help others. How many families can you help save, you know, thousands of dollars with this income, or prevent them from having to do a GoFundMe when it comes to the inevitable for everyone, their final expenses. We also have, we were talking about traditional marketing. We have a great lead system where you saw the TV commercial that the company has. We have Facebook, direct mail, yellow pages, radio, and then we'll also show you a field training system, which is similar to what Tyson and his family are doing with this virtual private business reception. So my favorite part is the commissions. Some of you may be familiar with how it works in life insurance and as an agent, and I want to let you know, all of our agents, once you get started, the commission rate starts at 90% in commission based on what you're writing for that particular policy. But as an agent, you control when you get promoted. Your commission rate will go anywhere between 90% all the way up to 150% of commission that you will earn when enrolling new customers, new policies. So I'm going to show you an example of what this commission chart, how this works when you're just starting off at the beginner level of 90%, okay? So this is an income example of a person just writing 5 policies a week. Now, the average policy that we write is $50 a month. So if you take $50 a month times 12 months in a year, that's what was meant by the annual premium, or AP. So $50 times 12 months is where the $600 total comes from, okay? So agent part-time does 5 sales per week. That comes to $3,000 in total annual premium. So if you multiply that times 52 weeks in a year, that brings it to $156,000 in annualized premium. So in this example, towards the right side, I'm showing you a person at a new level at a 90% commission rate. So if you take that $156,000 in annualized premium for the policies they wrote, times that commission level of 90%, that's $144,000 in income for the year. And so that comes out to about $2,700 a week. And keep in mind, this is part-time. So why am I saying 5 policies a week is part-time? Because if I introduce this final expense policy to my coworker, Janice, Janice gonna say, oh my goodness, me and my husband need this. Then her husband's gonna say, hey, honey, we need to talk to our parents My aunt, we just buried my aunt and spent $14,000. Well, she could have locked in and spent $3,600 if she had the Funeral Advocacy Program. So just right there, I just calculated 6 people. And don't you think they're going to tell other people? No, they're going to want to help other people. So I'm showing you how just even on a part-time basis, if you love your career, great, we love it too. Just part-time, you helping people learn about final expense policies with this Funeral Advocacy Program is an extra $2,700 a week. What could you do with that? You can do more legacy for your family. And, you know, just showing you. So then keep in mind, you're going to need some help. We got over 70 million baby boomers who need this information. So we encourage you to hire other life insurance agents. Okay, maybe you want to do this as a family business as well. So let me give you an example. As you're climbing your way, you start off at 90% commission and you build your way all the way up to 150% commission, how you'll be making overrides off of your agency. As your agents, your new agents are going out doing business, you're making money off of their production as well. So if you follow on the very bottom here, it's showing you that you'll be earning an average between $120,000 to $240,000 a year just off of your agency, not including your own personal production. Okay. So let's look at some income potential. Let me give you an example. Just give you a clear example. Let's just say, keep in mind the average policy that we write, because we like to put people in things that are comfortable, that's affordable. Okay. You know, life insurance is important, but we like for you to be comfortable with this. Okay. So the average amount of a policy that we write is about $50 a month. So this is, in this example, saying you as a life insurance agent, you're helping 4 families a week. That can bring you an extra $67,000 a year in income, just you working by yourself. You're not even hiring any agents at this point, okay? So you may say, hey, you know, I'm gonna take this up a notch because I found a house in Jamaica I wanna buy. So I wanna make a little bit more extra, part-time, okay? So I'm gonna start focusing on trying to help 6 families a week. I'm writing 6 policies a week. I'm asking for referrals. Maybe I put something on social media, you know, my cousin and doing a private business reception at her house, or maybe during Christmas, I'm gonna sit my family down and have Tyson come over and explain this to my family. I'm writing 6 policies a week on average. Now I'm at $100,000 a year in extra income. Okay. So then you may say, okay, I'm in 6 figures now in my business and I got the role. Maybe I do want to start bringing on agents and hiring other agents. Okay. So this is showing how you can get to $250,000 in income from your own business. So on the left-hand side is showing on your own individual effort. You're still doing about 6 policies a week, okay? But you have an agent of only 8 people. I'm not saying go out here and do a big 100-person, you looking, trying to bring on a big old this and that. I'm just saying help 8 other people who are hungry, looking to work for themselves from home, have their own business. You got 8 people that you hired, that you shared this opportunity with, and they're only doing 4 policies a week. That can help you bring in $250,000 a year in income from your business, okay? So I already know what you're asking. How do we do this? One of the great things I love about modern technology is back in the day when I first started doing life insurance, we had real thick policy applications we had to do, and they had to be perfect. But nowadays we have apps. So we have our very own app. You do have to have an iPhone or an iPad to download this app because Apple is very secure, and you do everything through the app. It can be done in like 15 minutes average time. A person does their application. And remember, for our policies, there's no medical exam. Okay, so you can simply enroll this client on the phone, even on the phone, in person. They can be anywhere in the United States, and you can enroll them in a plan. Immediately after enrolling, you get a text message, you get an email. We have a back office online. You know what your check is. And remember, you can qualify to get paid every day. Okay. So becoming an agent, say you want to become an agent, great. We would love to help you in that turnkey system. I encourage you to get with the person that invited you to this event, whether it's TJ, Tyson Jr., Tyson Sr., or Sylvia Battles. And that will help you with an appointment to answer your questions. It's life insurance. It's a regulated industry. So a state life agent license is required. You do have to take a state exam. You do have to get fingerprinted. And those fees vary by state. Some states, like the great state of Texas, Florida, they have where you can get a temporary license. That means you can get a license and start immediately with building your business. That's only available in certain states. That with the company that we write for, the flagship company, you will have to do a background check and application with them. It's $45 plus a state fee. And when you get with your hiring manager, they'll give you the code that you need. I did mention about needing an Apple iPad or iPhone. And then we have a study course. We have a study course you can take that help you learn about everything you need to pass the state exam. And we have a discount code because we have a really great organization. You have a discount code, but we will coach you through all of these steps to help you get started. If you do decide to start with a temporary license, the benefit is we could be helping you build your business, earn extra income while you're studying in the background. Okay, so that option is available in certain states. And I want to share with you at this time, it's not just about me and my family. It's not just about the battles. These are people we're working with across the country who are on a mission to empower themselves while they're helping families with these final expenses. So what I want to show you is some of our business partners. This is their highest income that they earned in 1 month, not their annual income that they made since they got started as an agent or what they made in 2021. This is their highest income that they've earned in 1 month of helping people and families with these policies. So stay on the edge of your seat for this one. So this is Stephen. He lives in one of the Carolinas. He worked as a truck driver, driving across the country, driving loads. He has a great testimony, and he wanted to start off part-time to start something different to have for himself. His highest income he's earned in 1 month is over $12,000. This is Doris. Her highest income in 1 month, $27,000. This is Chris, very great leader. He always recommends the best books because in this business, I highly recommend books, okay? Highly paid people or highly read people, okay? Chris, highest month, $16,000. This young lady, Marcia, worked in a retirement home. So she was around people who, were having struggles qualifying for life insurance. Can you imagine a person who has cancer or who has diabetes or high blood pressure? Most life insurance companies will deny them because of their health. But with our policies, there's no health matter. AIDS, cancer, in hospice, incarcerated, we can cover people. So she worked with the people that she knew. Marcia, highest month, $20,000. This is Fran Fleming. She lives in the Houston area in Fresno. She's one who helped train my family and I. Fran, very pleasant person. Her highest income month, $16,000. I want to show you some of the leaders on our organization that host several of our trainings. We have a lot of trainings virtually that you can access on your laptop, online. We have in-person trainings as well. Sharaka Cook is one of those leaders. As you can see, she named her insurance agency the Cook Group, and her highest income that she's earned in 1 month is almost $70,000. And here's what I want to point out to you. Do you remember what was going on in March 2021? As Tyson mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, that was in the wake of COVID. That was her highest income month. Why? Because COVID, the pandemic, has put people on and aware that, hey, we need to cover our final expenses. And that was her highest income month. So the individual that trained her, and of course, all of us in our organization, is Dr. Lewis Burns. He named his agency Consolidated Planning. Dr. Burns' highest income month in 1 month, the same month, the wake of the pandemic, was $191,000. I'm not sharing this with you to impress you. I'm just sharing it to you what this can do if you decided to do this as a business. One of the things I love and aspire that I see Dr. Burns is his sons. He has 2 sons that work with him as well. So seeing him, his sons work and train and do this business and travel across the country and to help people do the same thing makes me say, hey, me, my sister, my mother, my stepmother, my stepfather, my father, we can do this too. So just the same thing that what Tyson Sr., Tyson Jr., his sister Sylvia, we can all do this too, create generational income so that we can help other people with the services and with this income, okay? So which one are you? You may be person A to say, hey, I'm ready to go. Person B saying, I have a few questions. just natural. Or you may say, you know what, I just want to get a policy. That is wonderful. We want you to get all of your questions answered. I'll be available to help, as well as some of our other business partners and Tyson as well. Make sure you schedule your phone appointment, call whoever invited you to this event. Thank them for thinking so highly of you. We'll be available this evening until 8 p.m. tomorrow after church, from 2 to 6. If you need to take a picture of this, Tyson's phone number is on here. And I thank you all for allowing me to be a part of this, and I appreciate your attention. So what I'm going to do is turn this back over to Mr. Battles, and I hope to talk to each of you soon. Thank you. Put it back to you.
Thank you, Ashanti. I appreciate it. That was a great job. Just want to thank everybody who came out, everybody who logged in and supported us, family and friends. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call. Contact the person who invited you. If I invited you, you have my phone number, text me, give me a call at any time. We can schedule that phone appointment. And once again, just want to say thank you to everybody who logged in, for taking the time out of your day to support us, support me and my family. It's greatly appreciated.